Hello everyone. I've been having a bit of a play today with this die set from Gummiapan, and it's kind of a trolley thing for selling whatever, fruit, vegetables, ice cream, whatever. And I was having a bit of a play, and I decided I would kind of show you what I've been doing, and I don't know what people think about my ideas. I thought it would look quite nice to have it looking as if it was made of wood, and I do have this piece of card which is kind of debossed with a very fine wood grain effect. I don't know if you can see it, but I haven't much of it, and I thought I would just try to, so I cut out a tiny bit, and just enough to cut out these pieces. But once it was done, I wasn't sure if I liked it or not. So I thought I would do this middle section as a label, you know, the stall holders, what they sell kind of thing. So I just, on the computer, wrote the words ice cream to put as the middle section of this. Gummiapan dies often have so much detail in them, often with either cut lines or perforations. This has got both. So what I thought I would do is to just cut out the ice cream bit with this whole die, and then just snip out the middle section. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm leaving it to the right because I think it's difficult to see, but I think when the wheel goes on, if I do it in the middle, you won't be able to read what it says. So I thought I'd do it on the right hand side. Look, we'll see. I'll just cut this out for a moment now. I'm not sure if I do like that brown actually, which is why I have a piece of black card to the ready. All right, just there. So here's my label. So I'll just sort this out. To separate lots of these dies from Gummiapan is just so easy because half the work's done for you. To get that middle section out, I just got to do 4 tiny snips. So one just there, one just there. It does help if you have very pointy scissors actually. One there, and one there, and it's out. So you see that could fit over there like that. The wheel could go on. I could have an ice cream just sort of sticking up like this or something. What do you think? So I still don't know if I like the wood, if I like the brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try with the black, see how I think it looks. Before I do that, I'll just show you how I've tried to get some dimension onto the canopy. To do the canopy, I simply stamped with this old Stampin' Up! Stripey stamp onto a piece of card with some festive berries, Distress Oxide, and cut it out with my die. You could just do ruled lines or use any kind of stamp, any kind of floral paper, whatever you wanted. I mean, this is just what I did. So in order to get the folds like this, so that this will be slightly proud of the card, there are the beginnings of little score lines on the actual die cut itself. So if I try and just bend between those two, I wouldn't get a neat crease. So in order to get a neat crease, I'm going to use a scoreboard. So here's just a little one. Got an embossing tool here. So I'm going to line the top one of those two little marks. You probably can't see them, but I'm just, they're there. So align them on the scoreboard and then just score down between the two. Now the bottom one has got one just going straight down, so score that one as well. So that means that I will get a neat fold when I do that. If I tried to do it without scoring, it would be kind of crinkly. Well, if I did it anyway. Other people may be more successful, but I always find that scoring first is a very good notion. Okay, score between those two marks, straighten up here and score that one. Okay, now in order to try and get that to stay slightly proud of the card, I'm going to use some foam tape. I'll be sticking this edge, look, that's scrap. I tried something on the back of that one. I'll be sticking this edge directly onto the card panel, but I'll put a piece of foam tape on the edge of that one and a piece of foam tape on this one, so that it should be kind of like that. And I'm going to hope that the sides are going to take care of themselves. So let me just put some of that on now. Right, a piece on the frill to keep that away from the card, and a piece right on the edge of the top part of the canopy. Right, I find it great fun playing with the die cuts, just as, you know, and I am sure that with Gummiapan a lot of thought has gone into what you can actually do with them once you've actually cut them out. I'm convinced of that, because they are such amazing dies. Right, let's just try this whole gizmo in the black, because I do think that I don't know, it may be better in the black. I'll see. I'm going to reserve judgment. Don't need the canopy anymore. Move that out of the way. Bring round my bottom plate. Then I have to put the support in a second time, because obviously they only give you one of those, but you need two. Okay, my top plate. Whoops. Okay, so there's the bottom of the, I don't know what you call it really, a cart or a trolley. What do you call it? I don't really know. There's the wheel. And here's one support. I suppose you could use any colour you liked, really. Anything at all. And I just need to do another one of those supports. Here it is. And then we'll see what we think. You could use any colour that you fancied, really. Nothing to stop you doing any of it, really. So let's just see what we think. Let's look at the brown one first. I can do a little bit of something with the wheel. Ice cream. We'll have an ice cream on there. We'll have a couple of supports. And we'll have the canopy. What I thought I would do actually on the top here was to, do you know when you go to an ice cream shop, particularly in Italy, they have one of those things on the counter, and if you've ordered a couple of three, they have this thing on the counter, and it's got kind of holes in. So when the cornet is ready, if one is ready, they'll pop it into a holder, kind of like that. Do you see? Do you see what I mean? So I thought all I did for that was to cut 2 small squares. These are my press cut squares. I just love that set. And then just use part of it like that. And then I can put these things in to make it look as if they're in one of those racks, you know, a ready ice cream rack. So that is with the brown, with the wood. Don't know what we think about that. Let's just see what the difference is with the black. See which one we prefer. Let's just see. Pity, I suppose I should have done both together really, so we could have made a, you know, a proper comparison. Be fun for you to have a guess and then me just go and finish it with whichever one I think. Let's have the wheel on. I think I kind of like the black really. I might put a shiny middle in there. This is my card base. It's sweet, isn't it? I think the black might be a bit more, you know, a bit more dramatic really. Move those up a bit higher. Make them as tall as it can go. Bring this down a bit. I think I'm going to go with the black. I'm going to go with the black. What I'm going to do actually is to stick it onto, or should I say, I might save that one for a vegetable store. I'll save it for a vegetable store. I will cut another one of these though, because this black is really quite skinny card and I do want it a little bit more substantial. So I'll just quickly cut something out of a bit of white scrap and then I'll stick the two together. I'm using white because the white is a heavier weight card than the black. If I don't like any of the edges that show, I can just touch them up with a magic marker or something similar. Right, let's just stick these together. I need one more of those supporty jobby things. Right, they're such fun, these. I could play forever. I imagine some people would find it a bit frustrating, but I just find it, you know, interesting to see what possibilities there are. Right, let's just stick these together, put this at the bottom. I think 2 layers will do. Okay. I did wonder about using some, you know, pigment powder or whatever to colour the base, but in the end I just decided to use plain card instead. Right, there is the base of the trolley. There's one of the supports. I need to cut one more of those. Had an eye test yesterday. My eyes haven't changed, which is fortunate. I did have cataract surgery a few years ago, so they shouldn't change too much, should they really? Let me just cut another white one of these. There we go. Here it is. Okay, put the second one on. It's going to be a bit protracted, this one, I think, because it's quite a bit of fiddling around. Right, that is stuck. Excellent. We'll stick the wheel together. Not sure what to do about the scent. I could just put a stud or something in the middle for the axle, the hub thing in the middle, whatever you call it. Axle, when the axle comes through. Don't know what to do about a tyre, or whether it would be metal, or I don't know what really. Let's try and get this aligned. Good old tweezers. What would we do without tweezers? There we are. Lovely. Right. Now I could stick this onto here. I need to clear up a little bit of this mess. I'll stick that on with adhesive runner, I think. Let's just keep those. Can't see them against the black very well. Right. Right. Any bits that stick out over the end, I just tuck back. Right. Ice cream. Fabulous. There we go. If I want to do something different for the wheel, I can add, again, the tyre of this is attached in about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, only about 4 or 5 places. So I could just snip that off of another one, perhaps of silver, and stick it onto the top. If I put some double-sided tape on the back of a piece of silver card, cut it out, snipped, and I could just peel off the back and add the tyre. I may well do that, we will see. So that is that, that is that. How long are these? Let me stick this down and then we'll know where we're heading from and to. Put a little bit of glue on the leg. Here we go. Right, here we go. Right. I think about there. Okay, now the wheel. I'm going to put a glue dot in the middle because that's kind of securing there, and I'll put some glue around the outside just to make sure that it does grab on. Okay. Right. There we are. The middle does need something, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Right. Now the supports. One there and one, make sure I get them both the same way up. One there. I'll put these with, how wide is it? I think I'll put them just to the edge of the white, so then they'll be in a similar position both sides. Okay, there's one with the broad bit at the bottom. There we go, same with this one with the broad bit at the bottom. There we go. To the edge of the white. Okay. Now, I want to put some adhesive runner along the edge of this. And then put the, there we go. Now I can see here there's a tiny bit just proud of the edge. I'm just going to pull it back. I don't want it showing on the front. Make sure it's just all tucked underneath. That's it. Now I will take off the backing of the double-sided foam tape. Okay. Bend these in, but I'm not going to stick those down at all. They're just going to have to look after themselves. Right. A bit higher. That's about it, I think. Level, not quite. That's okay. Right. It should stay proud. Now, my ice cream holder thing, I'm just going to put some glue on the side bits because I want to be able to stick the ice creams behind. And I should be able to manage to get this down behind here just a little bit. Yes, I've got some space there. That should be fine. Okie dokie. There we go. Just the sides. Okay, now for the ice creams, let's just get rid of some of these bits. I've got a few here. I think I cut out about 4. This little tiny ice cream was one of the freebies from Gummiapan. Every time you order from Gummiapan in Sweden, you get a little freebie. They're always very tiny, but they're always absolutely fab. And this is a tiny, tiny, tiny little ice cream. So with a... Oops, a daisy, sorry about that. Knocked the camera. Just getting a marker. Just want to colour in the cones at the bottom. There we go. I don't think I'm going to bother with anything else really, just the cone. I could do different flavours, I suppose, but vanilla's my favourite, so it's going to be vanilla. I like the ice cream that's actually got the little tiny bits of vanilla in it, you know, the little black dot things. Love that. When we lived in the States, there used to be a make, I don't know if they still do it, called Breyers. Oh, it was lovely. Breyers vanilla. Right, now, a little bit of glue on the back of these, and I'm going to pop them behind this stand thingy. Like that. Okay, another one. This should fit about 3, I think, and then 1 will go onto, whoops, onto the sign. Okay, 1 more. Looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? And we'll put this one on the sign. Just wondering whether I should put a glue dot on this one actually, just to make sure. I think perhaps I will. On the back of the ice cream bit there, that's it. Oh, of course, because I put glue on it won't stick. Probably won't. Let's just see. Let me see. Oh, I might be okay. There we go. Right. Stop me and buy one. Do you remember? There we go. Looks like a birthday card for somebody who likes ice cream. Oh my goodness, what fun. I don't know if I mentioned that when I printed this on the computer, I have my screen set at the same size. I've got a video about how I do it. The same size as an actual piece of A4, so that when I hold this up against the screen, I can see if it's the right size to fit, because the size it comes out will be the size that I see on the screen. So that's that one. So another little Gummiapan bit of fun. As ever, thank you so much for watching.